I'm assuming that Mariabell has some crazy trick up her sleeve because damn girl, that lineup ain't it. that lineup is not it. Like, she's walking up there confidently. She's like, I have Yuki with me. Look at him, ain't he looking prim and proper? And I have these two guys, which they might as well be flies on the wall. Like, Kobata could probably sneeze these dudes out of existence because they're useless. Like, what is this girl expecting to happen here? She did imply the idea that I've done everything that I need to do to curb Rivetu's power, which whatever the hell that means. My assumption was because they got the Chaos Dragon to bring Milim away from him. But what is she going to do to curb his power? Like, is she going to pull some stone out of her pocket and go, oh, this is kryptonite against Rivetu, and suddenly his power's gone, or what is she going to do? I mean, she did specifically ask Yuki, can you take down Rivetu? And his response was, like, if everything lines up and he's alone or something like that. But, like, what does she know about Yuki that we don't know? Does she know that he has a unique skill and just doesn't know what we know about the unique skill preventing her from controlling completely? Or does she know something else that you can do? Because it seems like that's all she has right now. She herself, unless she's going to brute force Rivetu and thinks that she can do that, she ain't going to do it. She wants to control him. It's just, like, all this stuff is weird. And it does seem like the conversation she was having with Rivetu could be sort of her attempt to control him. That she's trying to get at him to find out what his desires are and ambitions are. And, well, I mean, she already probably knows. Just the act of communication is going to eventually hopefully lead to her being able to control him. But again, we know from our perspective, she's not going to do it. She can't. She can't control him. So it's like, this all comes down to like this whole thing of like, what is even the point of this whole thing? Like, this is going to be like the easiest fight ever. Because again, unless Yuki pulls some crazy stuff, he can't. And I just don't see anybody else in that room doing anything. Again, like the other two guys, why are they even there? Unless just to have Shion and Gobitel look like they're doing something off to the side for a long period of time for some reason. Well, you know, Rivetu and Yuki do something. Just keep them busy. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. But I did find the conversation between Mariabell and Rivetu to be kind of interesting. It's obviously idealism, what the two seek, their aspirations and whatnot, and how they really conflict. I do like that there's like a brief moment of, hey, I might as well try this. Like, Rivetu, like, even coming into this whole issue right here is talking to Kagami about the idea of desiring peace, but understanding that it can't happen. Like, it does seem like after especially this last whole incident with the council and stuff, it does seem like Rivetu is coming to the understanding that in the end of the day, I can't expect everything to go my way. And that in the end of the day, there is going to be conflict. Because the other side always has something they're desiring, it's obviously going to come in conflict with what I'm doing. So even this situation where it's happening, she's saying, you know, hey, you have a lot of people attacking you, which again implies the idea that Kagami was not seeing this coming, that this whole thing right here was not part of the plan that she had with Yuki. And unless she's faking it, it seems like even when Yuki comes in there, she's like, you betrayed us. It seems like she didn't think that he was going to go fully with what Mariabell wants, and this is all Mariabell's plan, not what they agreed to. But either way, that aside, she's even saying right here, yeah, you have a lot of people attacking you. Because she's not expecting anything else to happen, so she's assuming that somebody else, some other third party is attacking. And he's like, yeah, I mean, other people obviously have something that they desire, and it's going to come in conflict with me. And again, I like that idea of understanding that in the end, for some sort of agreement to happen, it comes down to one side has to give. They're never going to come to a full agreement because the other side has something they're going to lose if they don't do that. And I'm going to have something I'm going to lose if I don't do this. So somebody has to give in the end. This idealism that everything is going to be peaceful and rainbows and everybody gets what they want is not going to happen. But anyways, I like how when Mariabell comes in, there seems to be an understanding between Rivetu and Mariabell of equal understanding about how things get resolved. And it's just more of an issue with when it comes to, hey, let's see if we can resolve this by saying, you know, you give in or I give in. Like, we're not saying, hey, can we please not fight? Rivetu's saying, can you please come under my control? Let's not even mince words here. He just knows that nothing's going to be resolved unless one side gives. Will you give? Because I'm not going to give. Mariabell asks, no, I'm not going to give. Will you give? It's so interesting in that regard. But anyways, it comes down to sort of a difference in idealism, which we already kind of pre-established this. We already know that Rivetu's mindset is, I want full equality. I want full equality amongst humans and monsters live side by side, kumbaya. But I do kind of agree with Mariabell in the response of, ain't gonna happen. That's childish idealism, which, yes, is true. What Rimuru has established, while is really great, and it is something that to aspire for, it is not true equality. There is still a class system within Rimuru's lifestyle. There's people much more well off than other people in his world. There's grunts. There's people working, tirelessly day and night. There's people that are living lavishly in his kingdom. This isn't a full equality world, and Mariabell sees that. It's just sad that from Mariabell's perspective, it's more for like the races and whatnot. She feels that you can't have full equality, thus let's not try. It almost feels like Mariabell's almost the mindset of, because that is so childish and so idealism, let's not bother. It's just, I don't want this. The weak should be discarded. Hey, you monsters, you all have this mindset of like, kill or be killed or survival of the fittest. So what's it to lose people? But from Rimuru's perspective is that you're wasting too much potential though. Because you don't give anybody a shot, because you immediately see the weak as being discarded, you're losing out on so much potential of those people. That's what you're kind of losing out there. So again, it's just the two having their different perspectives on the world and society and how you're wasteful to the potential of every single person, so to speak. So it was okay little conversation. Again, I'm very curious more so what else Mariabell has to pull out of her pockets here, because this ain't it. This ain't it. But yes. Going back to the thing that she seemingly has done to sort of curb a little bit of Rimuru's power, which is to get Milim out of the scenario. And yes, to summon the Chaos Dragon. That one was a little bit one to kind of pull from the memory banks as well, is the story about Milim and the baby dragon that they had a long time ago. This was something that they brought up back when Rimuru was lost all of his people. And What's-Her-Face came up and presented the story as a potential way to revive his people. And that was the story about this dragon daughter, the one that was born from a human and a dragon, which was obviously Milim. This dragon princess that eventually their father created a mirror of himself, which was this baby dragon, and they were super best friends. And this king at some point, which this entire episode is pretty much laid out, that is going to be this kingdom of elves. They decided they were going to try to control her by killing the dragon, which I'm not sure how that's supposed to control her. Whatever. Sends her into berserking rage. She destroys everybody, and because she destroyed everybody, she became a demon lord, and at that point, bam, resurrected the baby dragon. But what they sort of imply there is that because the soul was so gone or something like that, it revived this thing that had no will of its own, and it just went crazy. It became the Chaos Dragon. And yeah, so she had to seal it away. And I'm guessing that seal is sitting in her nest. and that's what Yuki just kind of went in there and went, oh, there it is. That's a Chaos Dragon, and just brought it back to Mariabell, and Mariabell's like, hey, let's inject some greed juice or something like that into it, and bam, birth the dragon. I don't know. My assumption is that she poured greed into, or control of greed into the thing, ignited its greed enough that it was able to spring from the seal. Like they broke the seal. It's shrug. I don't know. She has seal breaking greed ability. I don't know. But yeah, Chaos Dragon pops out, and that sucks. That sucks. This entire thing is kind of bringing up a lot of that kind of more darker side of Milim thing that is always clouded by her, chippery nature. To see her kind of brought back to this moment of realization of what happened in the past, which, again, I kind of implied several times was not something that she was happy about. There was a berserk aspect of what happened there. These people did something horrible to her. She went in a rage, killed a bunch of people. It leads to this whole more tragic element of the revival of this baby dragon, and nothing good came out of it in the end. She became a demon lord and got all this power, but in the end, she wasn't happy. And right here, this is just bringing it back up. Like, even when she walks in that mural, and it shows the mural of what is ancient history, but like what Rimuru points out, this is memories to her. Unlike everybody else in this room, who this is like, whoa, this is like ancient mural, it's so beautiful, what great art. She's seeing like her past. She legit's like seeing, oh, that's when I did that. So this is like a lot more touchy of a subject for her. But yeah, later on, when she senses the Chaos Dragon come back, it's like, oh, I gotta go. Sorry, Rimuru, I gotta go. Something, I know what that is. I know exactly what that is. The question mark really is going to turn into like, is it going to be unlike previously? Will it have a semblance of itself? Or is it going to be like one of those things where like there's like residual memories there, but the soul isn't there or something like that? Something to really get at her that's going to suck. Either way, it's not a happy moment. Definitely not a happy moment. I don't like seeing my poor Milim sad, and this is not something that she wants to deal with, which really, really sucks, but we'll see. Other than that, not really much else in this episode, just kind of going down into this ancient ruins, seeing the different layers of it, the top layer with the residential area. Very cool to kind of very briefly for a moment there have question to Milim, like, hey, this is going to be your domain after we do the investigation. You cool with them staying here? She's like, isn't that cool? It's like one of those moments of like, you're asking her, are you okay with the people who fled here after attacking you? Are you okay with them being here? It's like if we rewind time here, again, this is everything that seemingly as well Cagali has experienced. If we go way back here to the early moments here, you had this ancient civilization of elves. They attacked Milim, killed this baby dragon of hers. She got mad, wiped them out. They were cursed, flee, and they rebuild their same exact duplicate ruins over here in this new ancient ruins here. And then now she's now leading this place. Are you cool with these people that fled you before being here? Sure. There's a bit of a oddity in how kind of all this plays out, and it kind of sucks that we didn't get more perspective of what Cagali thinks about this whole situation, because the assumption here is that she believes that they're at fault. Again, it goes back to like when Yuki said, "Are you okay with this?" Because Milim basically destroyed your civilization. She's like, "No, I'm going to be fine." I think there's an element here where Cagali believes that they are at fault. Now they do put it as a handful of people caused this problem for everybody, but at the end of the day, we played with fire. We as a collective, our civilization, even if it was the king, then that tells me that it is a leadership that is the people have allowed to happen. But a leadership, seemingly the king, they did something wrong. We're at fault. We were cursed for that. So there is sort of an acceptance here, I think, from Cagali's side. I don't think that, there's an upset, obviously, because she killed a lot of people, thousands of people that are going to be innocent. But I think the understanding that is there in the end is that we did it. We caused it. We are cursed because we played with fire and we got burnt bad. Anyways, yeah. Cagali overall, I think this episode sort of did play into my theories in the last episode. I don't think they're going to be a bad guy for very long. It does seem like, again, unless they're playing into this whole scenario with Yuki at the end, they're kind of thrown off by Yuki being there. Like, this wasn't not part of the plan. We were going to do this one thing to attack Rimuru, but I don't want to involve everybody else or something like that. I don't want this to be a bigger thing that it seems like you guys are turning it into. And again, I don't want you working for Mariabell. It seems like it does not want them working for Mariabell. But I do like throughout the episode kind of seeing where it seems like because of their experience hanging out with Rimuru, to my theory, that it's having effect on Cagali. The idea of wanting to preserve this ancient civilization, preserve what the people built, not destroy it, having respect for it, does sort of kind of play into, oh, he has respect for my ancient civilization. It's kind of a cool thing. The question mark really is the final layer. They imply that there is graves down there, or at least they believe there's graves down there, and only Clayman was the one that was able to go down there. One, the question is, why was Clayman going down there? And two, what was even down there? I don't see it being graves. It didn't look like graves. It could be like ancient, like the council of the original elves that came there, they all were buried there, and so there's going to be like, ancient bodies of significance. I see it probably being more that there's going to be artifacts down there. And it could be that Mariabell knows about those artifacts and possibly wants to use them against them. That's why she showed up when they did. So that could be her little, trump card that's going to pull out that's going to do something, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, other than that, I was kind of hoping to see a little bit more about these ancient ruins. Ends up just being kind of, again, a little bit of a, crazy maze in the middle area, getting to see the investigators working their butt off to try to get them a path through it. Didn't really get like any cool like insights into this being a really cool, like way ancient civilization. It just seems to be, it's the elves. It's the elves that were trying to recreate their homes. We did have Rimuru at some point end up using Clayman's manipulator ability, which was, I guess, interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Curious what will happen up next. Again, I'm assuming that potentially Mariabell has some sort of weapon or something in there that she wants to use, or again, thinks that Yuki can do something crazy. But that's going to be the massive question mark there. I think I'm more concerned about what's going to happen with Milim and the Chaos Dragon. Hopefully, there's something that she can kind of find peace in there. It does seem like this has been something that's been always weighing on her and is still to this day. I don't think she's going to find some sort of happiness in the end, but maybe hopefully some closure or something like that. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. Till next time, you'll take care.